On the night of April 30th, the peak of spring and birth of summer, the May Queen comes out in search of her love. Blessing the crop, the livestock, and the land, she lies in wait for the green man. Hello, pretty geeks, and happy Beltane! In honor of the NYX Face Awards, I've decided to take our typical festival makeup up a notch. Now presenting the May Queen. Alrighty, Ruda, so to get started, I want to remind you guys that your face should be clean. If you're going to use serums or stuff like that, get it in and let it set into your skin for a couple minutes before we start. Alright, right now I'm putting my primer on. It is like one of those formulas that kind of creates a really smooth layer. So I actually put on 2 small layers. I kind of want to double up in my center because I'm going to be piling quite a bit of cream makeup on there. And starting with the NYX white blender with my normal foundation, you're going to notice I put just a dab extra white in there to bring my paleness up a little bit, because we are going to be adding quite a bit of white to our makeup today, because the traditional May Queen is in white face. So yeah, we're going to be pretty pale. Now I'm going through with our second layer because we want to look pretty freaking flawless, and I'm blending, and this is going to be one of my favorite things this whole video. Is I'm going to do so much blending and blending and blending and blending. And now I'm showing you, these are the areas that we are going to start drawing our nose, and we're using a concealer pencil to start sketching it out. It's just a regular cream concealer pencil, not fancy. And that's just so we don't end up with black smudgy lines as we are trying to work and, draw. Yeah. So what we are going to do is we're going to create a bit of a connection line, and contrary to what we usually do with contour, we want to expand and kind of flatten our nose. And we're going to do that by bringing in some more light to these areas that we usually kind of hide, as well as our usual white concealer areas. But I'm going to be actually using this white cream paint in a stick, because my normal cream paint pan, it's running low. I play with this look a lot. I think it's fun. So yeah. And now with one of my little mini sponges, I'm just going to start blending. Like I said, we're going to do so much blending today, it's going to be crazy. And I'll show you a couple different techniques to make some different textures, because we are going to be a little bit animalistic today, which I think is going to be kind of cool, you know? So right now we're blending the white in, so there's not going to be any harsh lines, and now you can finally see that concealer pencil a little bit better, that it gave us a nice solid space to make our lines. And now we're drawing on our nose, and it's not going to be a particular animal, is what I'm trying to think of the word, and I'm not thinking of the word, but it's not quite bovine, but it's not quite a sheep. Really wanted to encapsulate the both of them. And yeah, so I just wanted to make something kind of in between there. And right now I'm showing you, we're going to widen the nose a bit, going to kind of flatten the front part out, and then as we connect it to your bottom lip, you're going to trace along the top edge of your lip, but you're going to stop a little bit before you reach the actual corner. And there we go. And next we're using the NYX Liquids Suede boop, boop, brain, liquid lipstick. There we go. I really like this formula. You will totally see why later, and I will preface this by saying that you can definitely do this in neutral colors if you want a more typical animal look. But I love the purple. I love the effect, and if you stick with me, you will see why as well. And now I'm going through with that same liquid lipstick, but I'm using a brush because I don't want to put an applicator up my nose, because I actually wear this lipstick quite a bit. So right now that is what I'm doing, and we're going to let it dry before adding in our next step of more cream. So now that we've added just a little bit more white and it's setting in, we are going to do our eyebrows. I did them off camera because everyone's eyebrows are going to be different. You're just going to fill them in as per usual, but use that same liquid lipstick. And I know it's weird, but I'm asking you to trust me. And then I'm going to do a couple little details with this NYX purple liner because of course I have lipstick and eyeliner that matches, and I did a little bit on the edge to make that a little bit sharper because I really like it. So if you saw before, we did little cross lights on the nose, and I'm going to show you that in detail later, but right now I'm doing a kind of a brush technique with a sponge on top, and it's going to make a couple different lines, and we're going to do this in a few different ways, okay? So right now I am showing you that we need to bring that shadow up a bit, but we're not going to use a pure black. Alright, this is the nose I was telling you about. Look at that. So you use the edge of a sponge. You can also use a brush or something like that. And we're just going to keep popping those areas out. So if we want something to seem higher up, you want the highlight on there. So that's where we're going to put the white. And we'll blend in some of your other colors a little bit differently pretty darn soon. And I do have a little accident where I have to stop filming for a little bit, so you'll see that my face looks a little different, and I don't know, it's like 30 seconds. So I'm pre-warning you to that because we're starting the green and it's just gonna look a little bit different because I had to start filming this all on another day. So I think it's functionally the same. I think it's almost identical actually. But yeah, we're adding the green in like you would a traditional dark contour around the outside of your face, but we're going to pull it in closer to your eyebrows more than you really would typically, because you don't really put hollows in your temple. There we go. And the inner face highlight, ooh, contour, we are doing in a lighter purple. We're going to fill in the lip with that lighter purple because that center area that's going to pop, we want a little bit of a lighter purple, even though we're going to jazz it up a bit in a couple minutes. Alright, so keep doing your contour as per usual, but just with these colors that we've been using. So next we're using the white, and the white on either side of a darker tone, even though it looked pretty darn light, is going to make that seem even deeper. So we're really focusing on bringing the shape of our nose to life, and then of course a little bit of detail with our eyes. So this is one of the NYX shadow sticks in the purple. It is one of my favorites. I have a thing for colors, especially purple, if you haven't guessed. And then this is actually one of the color correcting sticks that they make, and it's in the light purple, and I love the two of these together. It makes them really creamy but also really matte, and I think it looks very just nice. Yeah, I like it. And next we are going to be adding some dimension to this green, and whether you are using a liquid paint or one of the special effects pad thingies, words, or an eyeliner if that's what you have, you're going to get in there and you're going to draw out some little squiggles as if you have some vines coming through. You can be really precise about these and, you know, put plants only on them, or you can kind of let them go as if it was nature, natural, and whatnot. And oh, and I did a little bit more contouring off camera because gonna set it at my under eye and the white that I finished with just a white eyeshadow from one of my colorful palettes. And that's what I'm going to go through, and I'm going to end up doing so with the other colors as well. Alrighty, and now I'm just going to pat to see if it is ready, and we are good to go, and we're going to start adding in some little flowers. Now, if you're a perfectionist, you can feel free to add in some really beautiful hawthorn flowers, but I am going with some regular paint, well, not regular paint, but like regular face paint in, and I'm just making some hawthorn-esque flowers, and I'm going to use a couple different colors, some pinks, some blues, some oranges, and yeah, kind of doing it a little bit randomly, just going where the moment takes me. And if you don't have face paints like this, you can use a high quality powder, like eyeshadow. And any one of them that you're able to dab with water or with a mixing medium. And now I'm going to start adding into the dry ones little speckles in the center so that they have, a flower center, stamens and whatnot. And at the same time, I'm going to add in a little bit more so that as they dry down, I can add some brighter accents and make sure I have all the areas filled in. And at the same time, I have been blending some of the colors into my hair itself, which if your paint is washable, you're fine. It's good. It'll come out. It just kind of helps blend it all in, and it's kind of like, okay, where does this start? Where does it not start? And because Hawthorns are white, I didn't want to totally leave it without, so I'm doing a couple little speckles. And it's also really cute to do this with like the same method you would do freckles with, but I'm going just around the outsides of my face like a mask, and then of course tracing in the areas. And I tried doing this part without a mirror. Now I'm looking in a mirror. Better. Because I kind of blended my purples out, so I'm doing that same purple eyeliner as an actual liquid liner, and I keep forgetting that I have a mirror. So I finally turned the camera off and just used it. Now I'm using a green eyeliner of the same sort. I did just the upper inner corner, and that way I can do the inner corner on the bottom in that purple. And just kind of cleaning it up, popping more color in, and yeah. Now, here is the part that you've been waiting for. You didn't even know you were waiting for it, but you were waiting for it. Thank you for your patience. It is a gorgeous, deep, cool, metallic, and I love it. And when I saw it and I thought of this look, I was like, this is it. This is what has to go on top of the purple, and is the whole reason why I used a purple theme. And I loved it. So you're going to take a deeper color because you want it to be almost black and tap it right in. When we waited all this time so that we wouldn't goof up any of our surrounding makeup because it is very dark, as well as to make sure that that liquid lipstick really dried down and that it wasn't going anywhere. And I'm using it in my eyebrows as well to make sure that they have a big pop, and I love it. It just gives it a little extra drama, and I think it's gorgeous. And now for just a touch of blush, you can either use a bright pretty pink, or like I am doing here, I'm doing purple, because yes, I have an obsession. I like the purple. And I'm going to blend the base in a bit, and I'm also going to tap in a very cool, yes, slightly purple, a highlighter on the top so it really blends into the white. And then I'm going to highlight that chin base where we put the white before. And now, as just the very last bit of color setting, we're going to put in kind of this duochrome green up into our hair where the last green was, and I popped a little bit into the inner corner just so it blends in with the inner corner liner, and popped on my accessories and my very favorite but really not that comfortable contacts, and yeah, that was it. I am so happy that you stayed with me for all of this, and I'm trying so hard to do funny poses, but I geek myself out. And yeah, this is it. This is our shot. Thank you so much, and I love you. Bye-bye.